Oh, wait, hold on. I think I messed up. There is something I forgot to consider with this end game. YouTube, today we're trying out a brand new team, and this team got top 4 at a VR tournament that had 400 plus players with Choice Specs, Calyrex, Kyogre, Regigigas, and Weezing. If you do enjoy the videos, be sure to leave a like down below, leave a comment down below. It really does help me out. And if you want to check out the details of the team and the creator, I'll link them down below, and you can grab the rental code while it's available. But let's get started and play some games. Kyogre, Duraludon, Landisfarian, Zacian, Whimsicott, and Thundurus. Duraludon, that is something you just really don't see much anymore. Okay. Am I going with the Regigigas Weezing mode? It's not too bad. However, it's a lot weaker in this specific kind of game where well, the thing is, I don't want to go Whimsicott plus Eliki. It's not too bad though. Is this going to be the Trick Room? I know we faced a Whimsicott Duraludon team previously, but that was like in Sinnoh Rillaboom, I think. I don't think it was like Landorus, Thundurus. And that definitely makes a change because I don't think it's Trick Room here. It could be, but I don't think it would. I don't think I'd go with the Gigas mode here. I think I would go with the Whimsicott, Kyogre, Eliki, Calyrex. And Calyrex just does so much damage to their team. Yeah, like it really does. Do I think it's Defiant Thundurus is the question? I don't think so. I think it's going to be that support set because I don't see really any good options against. I mean, I think they Dynamax the Landorus and the Duraludon specifically. I don't think they Dynamax the others. So let's go with Kyogre plus Whimsicott. I think is really strong here with Eliki in the back with Calyrex. I think Calyrex Astral Barrage just does so much damage, especially in the late game situation. Dynamax Eliki is really effective against their team, and I do kind of want to preserve it. I don't really need Kyogre as a win con in this game, I'm pretty sure. So I'm just going to try to dish out as much damage as possible, especially to set up for maybe a Calyrex coming back in, going for Astral Barrages, and then I could get Eliki next to Calyrex and really just like threaten with a Max Darkness if I want to, an Airstream and Astral Barrage if I must. It's just a really good option here, I think, in this game. I will find out. I definitely could be playing this wrong. We'll see. Let's find out what they're leading here. Gonna be the Duraludon and a Whimsicott here. Okay, I can't tell if this is Trick Room or not. I really can't tell if this is Trick Room or not. Okay, I lead Whimsicott plus Kyogre here. I would have liked to lead. Well, if I let Calyrex, it's a little bit weird. Yeah, if I lead Calyrex, it's a little bit weird because Duraludon does get access to Max Darkness here. I don't know if this is Trick Room or not. That's my main question. I actually think turn 1. Did I go for the Tall Speed Tie? I don't like that. I don't. I could go for it though. I mean, I don't know if this is Trick Room. The thing is, I can't tell if this is Trick Room or not. I really kind of just want to fire from Moonblast and Water Spout here because if it is Trick Room, it's just such a weird spot. Because if it's Tailwind Mirrors, then I want a Tailwind. But if it's Trick Room, I want to KO the Whims with Moonblast Water Spout specifically. You know what? I'm going for the Moonblast Water Spout. I feel like this lead has some suspicious things about it. Duraludon's not really a fast Pokemon, even with Tailwind, I think. Or at least it was in series, like the first couple of series, but this is the way where all the restrictors have all the power, basically. I think I'd rather just go for the damage here. Let's see. I could completely regret this, of course. This could be like Calyrex. I mean, this could just be like a Max Lightning into Kyogre, which I don't know if that even KOs, but I guess we'll see. The Duraludon does Dynamax here. All right, so this is their Dynamax option, which means Zacian Kyogre should be in the back. Confirmed, I think. Let's find out. Whimsicott, Helping Hand. Okay, this is actually pretty good for me still. I don't mind this because I get a Moonblast and a Water Spout off first, and that's still a really good amount of damage to Duraludon. Jeez, okay. And I'm able to get a Moonblast off into the Whimsicott, which should pick up a knockout right here. Good. All right. Helping Hand, that works out for me. That's actually a surprise because I think like no matter what I did, it was okay. Oh, they overgrow. All right, so they have Solar Beam. All right, makes sense. Maybe it's for Gastrodon specifically. Duraludon kind of makes sense in the format. It's for Bulk. I'd imagine it's for like Palkia, Kalos, Ice Rider teams, and the overgrow option I guess is for that Gastrodon specifically with the Kyogre Zacian mode. But yeah, because players might not expect it because it's been a while since Duraludon's been used. But yeah, right here we're gonna go out into our. I want to say it's Eliki right here. Yeah, I want to say it's Eliki. The reason it's Eliki because if they bring out Kyogre, I don't want to. Yeah, exactly. If they bring out Kyogre, I don't want to bring out my. If it's Kyogre, I don't want to bring out my what's it called? My Calyrex just yet because if this is Scarf Kyogre, I rather. I probably live one water spout, but I'd rather just go for a Tailwind here, which is pretty safe. And I can go for a Max Lightning here into the Kyogre slot. If they switch to Landorus, that's okay, because I don't think Duraludon can pick up the knockout. And I think Max Darkness and the Astral Barrage is still a really strong option, especially because I think I'm setting up for the Calyrex endgame specifically. Kyogre was the troublesome mon that they could bring out here. And yeah, Max Lightning should be able to really threaten. Unfortunately, Max Dragon is an option, which is going to lower my physical attack. And since this Elekey doesn't have like a magnet or something to boost its power, it could get a little bit ugly if it's like Thunderous in the back specifically. However, we should be able to manage because we'll have this Tailwind speed advantage here, which is nice. I guess I didn't even have to go for Tailwind now that I think about it. They bring out Landorus, which is okay. That's in my range of expectation. So I really, really would like to get my Calyrex in if I can safely, because as long as I have Calyrex boosted, I should be able to handle the Kyogre just fine. I guess I do have to be concerned, and I might need an Airstream boost just in case, because if it is Scarf Kyogre, I'd rather just have it as a backup. Landorus was a play I was expecting, but again, I don't really need the specific knockout into the Duraludon yet, which I think is big. Let's find out though. We will go for a Tailwind with our Whimsicott. And what are they going for here? Dragon or Steel Spike? If it's Steel Spike, it's better for me. But yeah, okay, they did go for the Steel Spike and the Whimsicott. That's perfect. Okay, I think I should just win here then. Yeah, because the Whimsicott's on Focus Sash. It is the Mental Herb set. So we do lose our Whimsicott here. However, this is perfect for me. I get to go out into my the Calyrex right here, and I can go for the Max Darkness into Astral Barrage, which a Choice Spec should be able to threaten the KO on Duraludon. Especially because I think that Duraludon is probably pretty frail. I mean, this is Choice Specs Calyrex. Duraludon's special defense is just not really it. It's really, really poor. It's like, what, base 50, I think? And yeah, even if it's a Assault Vest, it did not take attacks well. We saw how much damage the Water Spout did, and that was resisted. So let's go for a Astral Barrage and a Max Darkness right here into the Duraludon. That should allow me to pick up some KOs right here. And yeah, if this doesn't pick up the knockout, I guess it's interesting, but I'm pretty sure I'll still be fine, because I'm pretty sure, well, I guess if the Landorus has Protect and I don't knock out the Duraludon, and it fires off a Max Darkness, it's bad. I guess that would be the out my opponent has, but I don't know. Choice Specs Calyrex is already pretty strong. The Max Darkness boost and the extra damage that I'm getting from the Max Darkness alongside the chip you've already taken, I can't really see living this attack. I really can't. I don't have to worry about any shenanigans of like it being a Scarf Landorus to outspeed my Calyrex and somehow pick up the knockout. Max Darkness is going to be fired off into the Duraludon right here. And yeah, even though the Max Darkness doesn't do anything, the special defense drop is just going to be so huge. And let's see if we pick up the knockout, because this is the moment of truth. If we don't, it gets a little bit scary. But then again, they Landorus and Protect, so we should be able to pick up knockouts. Yeah, as you can see, we just obliterate both Pokemon right here. And that's really how strong this combination of Regigigas plus the Calyrex can be, especially if it's a physical Elekey with Max Darkness. It's just so strong, the special defense. And look at us now. We have a +2 Calyrex right now. And we should be able to go for a... I think Astral Barrage into Airstream is pretty safe. I think it is, because this is single target Astral Barrage. Well, I guess if it's... No, we actually just Max Lightning here. What am I saying? I was thinking like Astral Barrage, but it would have to be Scarf and have Protect in order to like have a chance, and they have to like Protect here to stall out my Tailwind. Well, no, they 2 turns of Tailwind. No, I'm still fine. Yeah, I just go for Astral Barrage here, and I go for Max Lightning. At the end of the day, like even the Scarf Kyogre can't even outspeed my Elekey after the Tailwind is petered out. So yeah, like no matter what, I just had to safe win. And yeah, pretty strong there. Game Red, the Whimsicott was pretty huge, because if they were able to get Tailwind up the next turn, it could have been a little bit tricky. Although if I did, since I did have Taunt, it was okay, I guess. I think, yeah, even though I got the read wrong, I don't think they had any way to knock out the Elekey, since it wasn't life for Duraludon, unless they Max Dragon crit the Elekey. And since they KO'd my Whimsicott, I was just in a pretty much game-winning position, because, again, the Calyrex coming in for free, and I didn't have to try to maneuver around it. I was just able to get the KO with the Max Darkness and just showcase how strong the combination really was under Tailwind. Nothing could outspeed. They were all threatened, basically. And yeah, I was able to pick up some quick knockouts for the endgame. Zacian, Groudon, Charizard, Incineroar, Gastrodon, Grimmsnarl. Okay, this is the matchup that you love to see with this team. All right. I don't know if there's anything super specific you have to do. I go with Regigigas Weezing here normally, and then in the back just Calyrex plus the Kyogre, and really Scarf Kyogre can really dish out a lot of damage. It's really hard for them to really stop me from really doing a lot of damage to their team. The Gastrodon is vulnerable to Water Spout after the neutralizing gas, as well as Calyrex Energy Ball in the late game. And yeah, Scarf Kyogre can really just sweep if they can't get speed control, and I pretty much just always click Max Strike against their team. There really is not a reason not to. And then the Grimmsnarl can't get up screens with Weezing around because of taunts. So depending on what kind of Grimmsnarl this is, could be like a big question mark. Like, is it going to be, well, I mean, yeah, it doesn't really matter what kind of Grimmsnarl it is, because even if it's like a trick something, it has to live a Max Strike first, or just hope that I don't go for the taunt in that slot. I think there are ways to probably play around this if you are the Sun team, though. It's mainly just going for a Charizard Zacian and just hope you're winning the speed tie usually, because I think that's the way to go. Maybe you can catch the Weezing on the right turn, but let's find out. It is going to be, what are they leading here? It's going to be the Zacian plus the Incineroar. Okay, this is still pretty good for me. I do lead the Regigigas Weezing here, and I am going to go for I think I'm going to go for Max Strike into the Incineroar and a taunt into the Incineroar turn 1. I don't want Parting Shot going off. They go for Fake Outs. They break my Sash, but the Zacian can't pick up a Knockout, which is pretty big. So, and they will be at -1 speed, which I don't think is that bad for me either. So I am just going to go for a taunt plus a Max Strike here. And I don't mind going for a taunt Max Strike here because, yeah, I think this is still a pretty good play. If they Fake Out, I don't mind. If they go for the Parting Shot, because like most Incineroars in this format have been becoming more physically defensive to help take on Zacian a bit better. So if it is going to be that physically defensive Incineroar, it's probably going to live this life for Max Strike. But as long as I get this Max Strike off, I maintain speed advantage against the Zacian. I can always threaten it with the Max Quake. I wouldn't be surprised if they target the Regigigas slot or double it, because the Weezing Protect could be really obvious here. But they do go for a Fake Out. Okay, so it's pretty safe here. I don't mind that. We're gonna see Behemoth Blade come out into the Giga slot, I imagine, and if that's the case, I can go for a Max Strike Wisp into the following turn, which isn't too bad. We do see a Behemoth Blade does about half to the Gigas, which is not too surprising. A Max Strike will come out into the Incineroar slot, which is still pretty good. Oh wow, I actually just obliterate the Incineroar. So that is kind of weird actually, because this could become, if this is Charizard in the back, this could be a really weird mind game situation. If it's Groudon, I think I just go for a Wisp and a Max Quake here. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. I don't know if they're going to bring Gastrodon, though. I don't know. Do they bring Charizard? They bring Charizard. They're a lot weaker to my Kyogre. They do bring out the Groudon here. Okay. The Groudon's probably slower than my Weezing. My Weezing should be max speed. And if it's max speed, I should be able to get a Wisp off and always just survive a Max Quake anyway. And a Life Orb Max Quake should be able to knock out their Zacian. So I think that's always just my play regardless. I don't really see too much here that they can accomplish. They protect Zacian, doesn't change much. The Groudon has to specifically be faster than my entire team. I also need the damage through Zacian, even if it protects anyway. Another play I could do is just like a safe protect the Weezing. It's not too bad here, but the problem is if they Max Quake my Gigas, this is not exactly the best spot to be in. I think I am just going to go for a Wisp here and risk it, because most Groudons are usually the Assault Vest bulky set, and they don't really run that much speed, especially to outspeed a Weezing right here. Well, let's find out. I do need to hit the Wisp though, because the Wisp is pretty important. And maybe this is a little bit greedy, right? Because they could either target down my Weezing, pick up the knockout, or target down my Gigas. But I think this is a good mid-ground play in case they do target down the Regigigas slot, which I think is way more important to me. So we will see the Dynamax come out from the Groudon. I'm still surprised that Incineroar went down to the Max Strike. Maybe it's a roll. We're going to see a Protect from Zacian, which makes a lot of sense, because you do want to try to save Zacian right here, because it is the Pokemon that can get threatened by an Oko from Regigigas compared to the Groudon, which I don't have a move that can take the knockout on. A Max Quake still does a very good amount of damage into the Zacian. Please hit the Wisp, Weezing. Please hit the Wisp. If we hit the Wisp, we're in a fantastic spot, especially since this team does run 2 physical restricteds here. Please hit the Wisp. Nice. Okay. That's a huge Wisp hit. Okay. Get into the Groudon. Absolutely huge. We're going to see a Max Quake. I don't know who this is targeting. If it's in the Gigas, perfectly fine. If it's in the Weezing, yeah, we should live. Yep. Okay, perfect. We do live. Perfect. And that's kind of strong point about having a max speed Weezing, especially with the Groudons being pretty slow and all bulky. This is absolutely perfect now, because we can now go for a, I'm going to go for a Max Quake here into the Zacian. I just don't know if I want to save Weezing or not. I guess I do save Weezing, right? I think saving Weezing makes sense here. I think I just go for the taunt into the Zacian, because I think they go for max quick again. I don't see a reason why you would go for a steel spike here if you're my opponent. Yeah, I think we're just gonna taunt the Zacian slot in case it swaps out here. Yeah, that's exactly what it does. Gonna be Gastrodon. I think it's Gastrodon in the back. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so I didn't want to strike here because it was really unnecessary, and I don't think it benefits any of my members in the back because they're all speedy. The Gastrodon here will be a victim to my Calyrex, I think, in the end game, because Calyrex with choice specs is just going to be able to threaten so much damage into their team overall in this end game, especially next to the Kyogre. So we are going to taunt the Gastrodon here so it can't protect. And even if it gets to +1 for the max quake boost, that's not even that big of a deal, because now I can go on a Calyrex. I can go for a lot of things here upcoming. I can go for I think I just go for the Astral Barrage with the specs. Yeah, I go for the Astral Barrage with the specs Calyrex, and then I'm pretty sure if I just get some chip damage in the Groudon, I win with my Scarf Kyogre in the back. The neutralizing gas is gone, so Weezing Weezing's gone. The slow start activates, Drow's active, and they have Storm Drain available. However, it's not really too bad. The Gastrodon should be, I think, in range of any of my attacks from my team. So I should be able to go into Calyrex pretty safely and just click Astral Barrage. I guess the only concern is because of that special defense boost, does the Gastrodon live this choice specs Astral Barrage? I'm pretty sure it doesn't, but if it does, they can't pick up a double knockout here, which is the question. Yeah, they can't pick up a double knockout here, so I should be able to always just target down the Gastrodon slot safely with a high horsepower here into high horsepower into Astral Barrage should be super safe here. If they switch into the Zacian, they just get knocked out. If I should have just actually, was high horsepower the right play? Maybe it was Giga Impact. I don't think I think just high horsepower here. I was thinking of like Giga Impact to make sure to KO on Gastrodon and not risk the mischance, but I think it's still okay. Astral Barrage does pick up the knockout though into the Gastrodon, which is perfect. Okay, cool. So we are able to eliminate the Gastrodon, excellent, and we're able to get some extra damage off into the Groudon. If the Groudon targets into my Giga slot, they just automatically lose, I think, because this is the last turn of Dynamax that they have. They go for a Quake here into my Calyrex slot, which is cool. Okay, Calyrex takes that really well. All right. And now I'm pretty sure that Choice Scarf Kyogre will be able to sweep the game. Even though the Groudon does have a +3 special defense with Assault Vest, this is where the team really shines, because now we have the Wide Guard on Regigigas that's useful outside of Dynamax, and we could just go for the Wide Guard right here, because the Groudon should not have a move that can knock out the Calyrex, especially with Burn, or not Burn, with, well, yeah, they're Burn. I was about to say, if they Fire Punch Crit Burn me, then yeah, I lose my Calyrex here, but as long as that doesn't happen, we should be okay here. We go for the Wide Guard. And we have a +1 special attack Calyrex that should be able to just shut down the Groudon and Zacian. And yeah, that's what I really like about the Regigigas Weezing combination, especially with Kyogre Calyrex. It is really, really strong against these Groudon teams with Zacian and just weather stuff in general. And yeah, it's gonna be really hard for my opponent to actually make a comeback here, because even if they somehow are able to save their Zacian and to knock out my Calyrex, there's still a Choice Scarf Kyogre in the back with the Rain that will be able to outspeed the Zacian and the Groudon. And because they're going to be taking so much damage from this Choice Specs Astral Barrage, I don't care if you're +3 special defense with Assault Vest, this is still going to hurt quite a bit. This is probably at least 25-30%. And I don't know if you're living Kyogre, especially with the burn damage just adding up as well. Here comes an Astral Barrage as the Zacian protected. How much? Yeah, still a pretty solid amount to the Groudon. They do go for Precious Blades, but we do have that Wide Guard option on the Gigas, which is fantastic in this end game situation right here, because once the Groudon's Dynamax is over, its best move to hit me is that Precipice Blades, but they can't go for that Precipice Blades right here. And you know what? We just repeat. We just hit the repeat button. And at this point, yeah, they're way too weakened for Scarf Kyogre endgame. And I don't think Zacian lives a Choice Specs +1 Astral Barrage. If they get a double protect, maybe they haven't. No, even if they have a double protect, they would need to be like max special defense Zacian and then crit my Kyogre in the end game, I think. Like, I'm pretty sure they have to be like max HP, max special defense to live the Water Spout and Scarf after the range is at currently. And yeah, they don't even go for the double. So Astral Barrage should be able to clean up here the Groudon and the Zacian. Yep, after burn it is. And yeah, let's see what the Groudon goes for as its final attack right here. But yeah, Kyogre is still really strong in the back. We're going to see Precipice Blades once again, but I have no reason not to just keep clicking Wide Guard because you can't threaten the Calyrex without going for like a Fire Punch, but even then it won't pick up the knockout again unless you get the crit burn, I think specifically right there. So able to knock out the Calyrex and able to pick up the win right there. As you can see how this team is just really strong. They don't really have many good options against the Regigigas Weezing combination. The Max Strike just KOing the Incineroar kind of blew them back. Even if I guess maybe they could have focused down at the Weezing turn 1 if they went for Fake Out Behemoth Blade, then my game plan could have changed if Max Quake specifically is able to knock out the Weezing to protect. If it isn't, then I just have a very safe protect next turn and potentially just Max Quake or Max Strike, whatever I really want to do. And then burn still is pretty good regardless at the end of the day, as long as I get the chip damage into the Zacian slot and the burn into the Groudon slot. I'm in a very, very comfortable spot at the end of the day because as long as I get the Whisper into Groudon, they can't do much to my Calyrex, which is the really important thing. And Calyrex just really will dish out a bunch of damage even after the Weezing is gone. And they need quite a few attacks to target into Weezing. Lilligant, Yveltal, Raichu, Groudon, Landorus variant, and Urshifu. Was this a Lilligant Specs Cali Shadow Rider player that we played earlier? That was a threat, but this team, oh boy. So there's some things that I like and don't like about this matchup. Things that I like, specifically that Sun is not as hard and Regigigas Weezing has a pretty fantastic matchup. The things I don't like though, the Raichu and Nuzzle is really annoying for Regigigas because it could just slow down the Gigas immensely here, and the Nuzzle into Blades is just something that's really obnoxious to play around. So that is an issue here, and I mean a really big issue. I think I do have to go with Regigigas plus Weezing here. And then in the back, oh, this is kind of strange. I mean, okay, I wouldn't expect them to lead Lilligant because if they lead Lilligant here, they're in such a weird spot. Are they going to lead the Dark type though? That's my question. Are you going to lead? I mean, this is just so confusing of a game right here. I think I'm going to go Weezing, Regigigas, and I think I'm going to go Whimsicott and Kyogre in the back, I think, because dealing with Urshifu and Yveltal just seems like a nightmare. This team looks pretty rough, actually. This matchup does not look fun. There are some ways we could probably play around it, but the fact they have Raichu Double Dark against Calyrex and the Groudon makes it really confusing. I mean, they lead one of the Dark types plus Raichu. I'm assuming it's going to be either Raichu, Yveltal lead. I think. What? Groudon Lilligant's completely fine by me. And I mean completely fine by me. Okay, I lead Regigigas plus Weezing. I go for Taunt. I mean, do I go for the Wisp turn 1 or do I go for the Taunt into Lilligant? I don't know. I do think it's Sleep Powder here, but okay, I'm gonna go for a Max Strike turn 1. I'm gonna target down the Lilligant right here, I think. I don't need to damage into Groudon yet. Though I kind of need damage to Groudon, I suppose. I guess I Max Strike the Groudon turn 1, and I think I taunt the Lilligant. Then I can Max Strike the Lilligant turn 2. This is a weird lead because I guess it's like the Venusaur Groudon where you're going to try to Sleep Powder and you have Sash on the Lilligant, so you don't really care about it. But I mean, I didn't expect Lilligant. Did they not have Nuzzle and Raichu? Because I thought this was like going to be a Nuzzle Raichu, like Nuzzle and a Max Quake combo could have been really threatening. It's just I'm kind of surprised. I think they Dynamax Groudon here, or not. I'm able to get a big Max Strike off into the Groudon immediately. That's pretty big, unless they doubled up my Weezing specifically with 2 attacks right here. That would be the scary part. I don't know if they're going to do that, but if they do, it's kind of concerning. Although is it that bad? It's annoying for sure. They can't Sleep Powder. Okay, that's really good. Precipice Blades. Okay, really solid position turn 1. Okay, really solid here. Now I can go for a Max Strike into the Groudon slot, and I'm gonna go for a Protect with my Weezing because I don't want to take, yeah, Yeah, we just go for Protect with Weezing here and a Max Strike and a Groudon. If we get rid of Groudon, that means I don't have to worry about the sun anymore. And Groudons are usually Assault Vest, so it's gonna go down here. The thing is, I could have set up Groudon for... Yeah, they switch out Groudon, which is nice because they need it for Kyogre. Our Shifu's gonna come in, which is fantastic here. Okay. That isn't Sash, and getting rid of our Shifu, Sucker Punch for my Scarf Kyogre endgame sounds really good here. We do protect the Weezing. A Max Strike is going to come out into the Shifu. That's going to pick up a knockout. The problem is they're still going to have late game Dynamax, and late game Dynamax is something that's really concerning with the Yveltal especially. Okay, goodbye. And we're going to see a Leaf Storm. They target down the Gigas. Good call on their part. All right. I've taken a lot of damage with Regigigas. However, still a very manageable game at the end of the day. We can go for Hailstorm plus a... Oh, Yveltal comes in. All right. That's cool because I need the damage in the Yveltal more than anything here. I'm going to go for a Max Strike in the Yveltal. I don't know if it has Protect. I guess we'll find out. And I'm going to Sludge Bomb the... They can't knock out both, right? Oh, well, they can. No. I mean, I might have to actually target the Lilligant here. I think I do have to target the Lilligant, actually, yeah. The reason I think I have to target the Lilligant is because I'm thinking about the position where if I go for a Max Strike in Yveltal, and I need the damage on Yveltal, so this kind of sucks in the position-wise. But I think if I need anything, I need to Max Strike the Lilligant because it can't go for Protect. I get the KO on Lilligant. That means Groudon's forced to come in, which they can't get a double knockout here because the Yveltal, if it's maxing, can't KO me unless they have like some kind of weather inducing move, which should be not possible. Did I get a Max Strike off in the Lilligant? Was that not Sash? Oh, it was Sash, right? Okay. Oh, it wasn't Sash. Oh, I could have targeted down the Yveltal. That kind of stinks. Okay. We get a Sludge Bomb off in the Yveltal. Poison would be really good here. I need residual damage. Okay, no. Airstream going to come out into my Weezing. Okay, so my Weezing does go down here. Not too surprising. But, okay, now we're in a good spot. I think. Well, we are technically. The Groudon still weakened. Life Orb Yveltal confirmed. Okay, so it's not Assault Vest. That makes it a lot easier to handle. I mean, a lot easier. I could go into Whimsicott here. Or Kyogre. I'm thinking Kyogre and just locking the Ice Beam because I don't want to lock myself in a water move. Yeah, I think it's Kyogre here. I think it's Kyogre and click Ice Beam into Groudon and just Ice Punch the Yveltal. The reason I want to lock myself into Ice Beam is because I don't want to go Whimsicott here and then they Airstream and then they Ice Beam my Scarf Kyogre unless I go for the Moonblast. I don't like that. I don't think I need my Weather Eater, and I feel like I'm kind of tempted to go for a Water Spout if I am going to save the weather control. Like, the reason I targeted down to the Lilligant double up is because if it was the Pokesash Lilligant, then the problem is that if I lost both Pokemon there, because Lilligant could Leaf Storm my Weezing and they went for a if they went for a max move in the Gigas, I lost both Pokemon there. I lose the Weather Ward guaranteed, and then both Pokemon are being pressured by the Yveltal. Now I have number advantage, which is actually really important here. I'm gonna go for the Ice Punch into the Yveltal slot, and I am gonna go for an Ice Beam here into the Groudon. Now, if the Groudon has Protect, this is kind of awkward, but don't have it. Okay, nice. If it had Protect, that would have been awkward. We do get an Ice Beam off into the Yveltal or into the Groudon. Okay. And let's see, does Yveltal Airstream? Okay, into my Kyogre. Perfect. That doesn't pick up a knockout. They went for Max Darkness and it KO'd the Kyogre, which I think it might have been a roll, depending on because of the Dark Aura boost. But yeah, okay, perfect. We have the numbers advantage right now, which is absolutely huge. And we're stalling out these max turns pretty efficiently. We can go for another Ice Punch into the Yveltal right here. And yeah, we just go for an Ice Punch here. We just go for an Ice Beam. It's pretty safe. It's just, can we... Oh, wait, hold on. I think I messed up. There is something I forgot to consider with this end game, and that's Oblivion Wing from the Yveltal. Oh no, did I do all this and not get the advantage? Ice Beam gonna come out into the Yveltal. Huge damage. Airstream gonna come out into the Kyogre. Oh no, you know what I should have done? It's just, oh no, I threw. Oh no, I had to switch out the Kyogre there. I had to go into Whimsicott, I think. I did have to go Wims. Let's see, Ice Punch gonna come out into the Yveltal. Okay, hold on, it depends. How much healing is it gonna get here? I guess we're gonna go Whimsicott. Oh geez. Okay, wait, no, we didn't throw yet. We have an out. I think they have to Oblivion. Actually, oh no, this is okay. No, this is a 50-50 position now that I think about it, because do they expect my Whimsicott to protect? Because if they don't, they just Oblivion Wing the Yveltal. If they Oblivion Wing the Whimsicott. Oh no. I think you could impact KOs the Yveltal if they Oblivion Wing in the worst case, because I don't know if Ice Punch does after the Oblivion Wing healing, because they're healing 75% of the HP from Whimsicott, so that's like about 100 something. That's about going to be about half. So I think I have to get impact here, and I think my play is to Moonblast here, because the thing is, if they target down my Regigigas, if they expect my Whimsicott to have Protect, then I just lose. So let's see here. They did go for the Oblivion Wing. I should have went for Helping Hand maybe into the Regigigas. They risk it. Okay, cool. Actually, oh wait, no. They can't target down. They have to Oblivion Wing my Whimsicott now that I think about it. Because if they just Oblivion Wing my Regigigas, I think they go down to life regardless. Yeah, that was a mistake. All right, but we do hit the Giga Impact. I think this KOs. We have Slow Start, but Ice Punch was doing a lot. Okay. Okay. Thankfully, we are able to pick up that win there. That was, oh boy, that was something. That matchup looked pretty tough, but we were able to get really good, I think, offense immediately. We were able to weaken the Groudon immediately. We were able to KO the Urshifu. We got the turn 1 read right where we were able to call the Lilligant trying to Sleep Powder, because if they went for the double up into Weezing there, it would not have been pretty. But of course, Weezing did have the option to protect there, so it did make sense. It's just always mind game with does Weezing protect that turn 1, or does it go for the taunt? I try to prevent the worst case, I think, being Sleep Powder, but I guess there are 2 worst cases though. If I take the Sleep Powder, or if the Weezing goes down immediately, I just have to call that read. We were able to get the KO. I think I did make some mistakes towards the end game. The Oblivion Wing, I guess, wasn't as bad as I thought it would be, because we got the Ice Beam damage. We were actually faster than the Yveltal, which I was surprised about, I think, after their airstreams. And I think it's because they were modest Yveltal. I messed up the end game though. I should have Ice Beamed the Yveltal. I mean, Helping Hand plus Ice Punch. The Kyogre swapping to Whimsicott could have been a potential win con, because then the Yveltal still taking a lot of chip damage, and they don't get enough healing from Oblivion Wing. Whimsicott's the only Pokemon that could give it enough healing with Oblivion Wing, which is why I thought I threw, because I thought Oblivion Wing is going to heal too much, but Gigas thankfully was able to do enough damage even with the slow start. And that is the show. I've had a lot of fun with this core in the past, because I tried it out a month ago, and it is a really fun core. Regigigas plus Weezing with Calyrex, Shadow Rider, and Kyogre was really fun when I tested it out a month ago. I did have some different sets though, and the Choice Scarf Kyogre definitely makes a big difference on this kind of team, and it really does help out for the damage output. It was no surprise to see how well it did in the VR tournament, especially with like a pretty good matchup against Sun, because the Sun does rely on a lot of his abilities, and Choice Scarf Kyogre really does dish out a lot of damage to the team if they don't have the Sun up or some special defense boost. But yeah, if you did enjoy the video, be sure to leave a like down below, leave a comment down below. It really does help me out. And if you want to check out the details of the team and the creator, link it down below in the description, and you can try out the rental code right here on this screen. And as always, you can check out the rest of my Series 12 content where I use a lot of cool teams and a lot of fun Pokemon. But that's going to be it for me. Have a great day, people, and until we bow again, I'll catch y'all later.